Hi everyone, very good evening to all of you. Once again, I welcome you all on your beloved platform of PW OnlyIAS, and this is me, your Pavan sir, in your Titan batch. This was second class. The very first session, there was a little bit, there was a kind of orientation was there. And today we are going to formally start with your this section of history, that is your ancient Indian history. And today the topic of the discussion will be Stone Age. So just before moving ahead, I would like to welcome you all as I usually do. So let me welcome you all. So hi Vaibhav, hi Kanak, hi Vikas. Good evening everyone. Good evening everyone. So hi Sophia, hi Praveen and everyone. So welcome you all. I'm good. Yeah, Vika, I'm feeling better now. Okay. So Arnav, Lalit, Unnati, Nishi, Ritika and everyone, Saloni, Ashish, Anshika, Shraddha, Lalit, Tanvi, Maitri, Vikas, Triveni, Divya and everyone. Everyone, very good evening to all of you. Very good evening to all of you. Very good evening, everyone. So, can I start now? Chitiz, Vaibhav, Kushagra, Bansi. So very few name I'm able to pick because it's so fast. Kushi. Okay. So let's begin the session now. You can't hear. Okay. So this is the Telegram group that you people can join me right over here. And now, so there is a quick recapitulation what we did in the last session. So yesterday we just tried to understand what exactly is history. What is history? We just try to understand what is history. History. What is history? Maybe battery. So what exactly is history? We just try to understand it. Yeah, what is history? What is history? Right? Then we try to understand what is the significance of history. What is the significance of history? Significance of history. Significance of history. What is the significance of history? Significance. Then we also try to understand so what is the significance? Then we just try to understand how geography I hope it is working now. How geography influences history. Influences history. So this was our discussion in the last session that we did. Then we had a simple classification of history that was into this is your ancient history. That was your ancient Indian history. Ancient history. Then there was your medieval history. Medieval history. And then we talked about the modern history. There is a modern history. So there's a very simple classification of history that is ancient Indian history, medieval Indian history, and of course modern Indian history. So my concern is right here is that related to ancient Indian history, right? So we just try to understand one very important thing, and that was how the ancient past, helped us to understand, helps us to understand the concept of unity in diversity. So that was a very good question that is even covered in your R.S. Sharma's books, right? That is the older NCERT. So there is a dedicated topic and there is a dedicated chapter on over this understanding, over this concept, how the ancient past, how ancient Indian history helps us to understand the very core concept of unity, that core concept that is of our Indian culture. So the unity in the diversity. So this was our discussion in the last session that we covered it. Even we just try to understand how the geography has influenced, how geography had impacted the development and the progression of ancient Indian history. In fact, you may find a question in 2023. There was a question how geography influenced ancient Indian history. There is some kind of a text over there. So role of geography was there in the development of ancient Indian history. So this was our discussion. That was a very brief, very crisp discussion that I did in the last session, right? Now, so this was our discussion. Now today we will start with, that is called your Stone Age. So before moving to this topic, Stone Age, let me classify history. Let me classify history on the basis of your writing, on the basis of writing. That is another very basic thing that you should know. So again, this is a classification of history before I move to Stone Age history, classification of history, and that was on the basis of writing, writing. So on this basis, it can be divided into three broad heads. That is called prehistory or prehistoric period. You can say prehistoric period. Then there is another period, that is a period of transition, that is called proto-historic period. And then we can say the third and the last phase, that is called historic period. As far as this prehistoric period is concerned, in this period, we have no evidence of writing. There's no evidence of writing, right? And to reconstruct the history of this period, we have to depend upon the archaeological sources only. So we don't have any literary sources. We don't have any kind of written document of this period. So our concern would be with the archaeological sources only, right? So this is only archaeological sources, right? Are you getting my job? So this is called prehistoric period, no evidence of writing. Is it okay? This is fine with everyone? So there was no evidence of writing. This is called prehistoric period. Within this period, we can keep some of the period that is what I said, that is called like what? Stone Age. You can keep even Chalcolithic Age, although Chalcolithic Age, So you can write it. Then coming to the protohistoric period. Protohistoric period. So there is evidence of writing. There is evidence of writing. Evidence of writing. Writing is there. Evidence of writing is there. But unfortunately, technically, how we can define this protohistoric period, evidence of writing is there. But unfortunately, that script, that writing has not been deciphered yet. We are unable to decode it. We are unable to interpret it. So we are not able to read what the script is containing, right? So evidence of writing is there, but it is not deciphered yet. Not deciphered yet. Not deciphered yet, or you can say not decoded yet. And the period that belongs to this period, technically, what is correct, that is called Indus Valley Civilization. We can keep this period, this civilization that is called Indus Valley Civilization in this period, that is called protohistoric period, because during Indus Valley Civilization is having some kind of the script, but that script has not yet been deciphered. So technically, this civilization belongs to what? That is your protohistoric period. Okay. Now, I will come. There is one more period that we will put into this category. But after defining historic period, I will come back to protohistoric period again. So prehistoric period, that is without any kind of literary evidences. We are not having any kind of written records, and largely we depend upon, or in fact not largely, but where our sole dependency is over the archaeological evidences. Now protohistoric period, that there is no evidence of, there is evidence of the writing, and that writing is unfortunately not deciphered yet, that has not been decoded yet. Historic period, if I come to this side, historic period. So this historic period, there is evidence of writing. There is evidence of writing, and we are able to decipher it. We are able to decipher it. And this period technically begins from 6th century BC. So 6th century BC onwards. 6th century BC onwards. We can keep the developments, historical development, under this category, that is called historic period. Are you getting me? Now, so evidence of writing is there, able to decipher, and that begins with the 6th century BC. This 6th century BC is also known as the Buddha period. This period is also known by the developments of Mahajanpadas, and it is also the phase when Indian subcontinent witnessed the phase of second urbanization, right? So we will discuss about all these things later on, but this is the 6th century BC, from where we can say that we entered into the historic period. But in between Indus Valley Civilization and the 6th century BC, or the Buddha period, or the second urbanization, or the 6th century BC, there is one more phase, and that is known as the Vedic age. So technically, we cannot keep it in the category 8, the historic age, that is 6th century BC, because the evidence of writing appears with the decipher, when we decipher it, that began in 6th century BC. So Vedic literature has been documented, but that is a later development. The entire Vedic period was over the oral traditions. So if I go by the technical definition, we cannot put it into the category of historic period. So just for the sake of the convenience of study, we keep this period, Vedic age, into the protohistoric period. Is it fine? So that is again, that is in protohistoric period. But what is the technical definition of the protohistoric? That is not completely applied to the Vedic age. But just for the sake of the convenience of study, we put this age into this proto-historic period. Is it fine with everyone? So this was a little discussion about the classification of history, that is into prehistoric period, then proto-historic period, and then into the historic period. Now, so let me begin the story of stones. So now I'm going to start with Stone Age. Stone Age. This is your Stone Age. This is your Stone Age. There are three broad phases. One is your Paleolithic age. Paleolithic age. Then there is a Mesolithic age. There is Mesolithic age. And then we will have another age, and that is your Neolithic age. Neolithic age. Neolithic age. Paleo stand means old, Meso means middle, and this is your Neo. So this is what? This is your old age, old Stone Age. Old Stone Age. Stone Age. And comparatively, this is your New Stone Age. That is called New Stone Age. New Stone Age. New Stone Age. Your New Stone Age. New Stone Age. And this is the period of the transition. This is the period of transition. That is called Mesolithic period. So this is the period of transition. This is a transitional period. Transitional period. Transitional period. Transitional period. And this is your what? That is Middle Stone Age. Middle Stone Age. Middle Stone Age. Now, the question is, why this kind of the classification? What is the basis of this kind of the classification? How we have classified this time period? Paleolithic to Mesolithic, Mesolithic to Neolithic, and then so on and so forth. As far as Stone Age is concerned, this classification is largely driven by geographical factors and technological advancement. There are two main concerns. There are two main factors. One is your geographical factor, and that factor is your climate. So there is the factor that is your climate factor, and other is your technological changes. So the two factors that force us to classify this broad phase, the Stone Age, into three subcategory. That is your Paleolithic age, then your Mesolithic age, and then is your Neolithic age. I will come over the classification as well. Who was the person who classified these things, okay, in Europe and in India as well. I will talk about Peterson and then S.D. Sankalp as well, the basis of the classifications. But right now, my concern is just to let you know, just to make you understand that why this classification, how this classification was done, what is the basis for that. Then you need to know that there is the two factors, that is the two driving factors. One is your geographical factor, geographical factor, geographical factor. And within this geographical factor, there is a climate factor, climate change, climate change. And then there was technological advancement. There's another aspect, that was your technological advancement, technological advancement, technological advancements, advancements. What do you mean by this technological advancements? Actually, this period, the entire socio-cultural aspect of this period, that is the Stone Age period I'm talking about, is associated with the stone or stone culture. So on different time period, there are different developments have been done with the stones. Different types of the stone tools were used by applying different kind of technology. We'll talk about like boulder technology. So different type of the technology was applied by the human beings. So there was some kind of the advancement that was also going on during this Stone Age period. It was not merely a Stone Age period. You will have to find out the romanticism with these stones, because ye patre nahi hai. These are not merely the stones. They contain the history of almost 20 lakhs of years. So there's lots of information with these stones, and we need to know about that. We try to understand, we try to reconstruct the history of this period through these stones. So one is your what? That is called geographical factor, that is your climate change. And then the second factor is what? That is your, what I said, that is called technological advancement, because we applied different kind of the technology to develop lithic tools. On the basis of these two factors, we made this classification. Now is the generalistic thing that we should talk about the different kinds of the dates. What is the date of, that is called, what is the period of this Paleolithic is, I will let you know. That begins from 20 lakh BC till 10,000 to 400, then 7,000 to 3,000, etc. So that is the classification. I will let you know. But why? Why there is no uniformity in the classification? There is one period, there is the very first period, that is your Paleolithic age, that was almost 20 lakh years, period of 20 lakh years. Mesolithic, that was merely of thousands years. This is not even 10,000, this is less than 10,000, that is 3,000 or 4,000 period. Why? Just because of the factor of the climate, that is called climate change, and then technological advancements. Now, geographically, I'm coming to you, I mean not geographically, rather I mean geologically. There is a geological time scale. I should not go much into this, but I'll just let you know. So this is called geological time scale. That is not much of our concern. Just to make you understand, actually geologically there are different time periods. Eon, so we are having here that is called eon. This eon is divided into eras. These eras are divided into periods, and these periods are divided into epochs. So these all are the units of the time. Geological time scale, you can say it. So in this period, we have some certain thing that is called eon. That is one of the unit, that is the biggest unit, that is the first unit that you can say. Then eras. Then eras are divided into different periods, And these periods are divided into different epochs. Are you getting me? My concern when we are into the discussion of the Stone Age, we should not be a geologist. Just to develop some kind of understanding, Otherwise, I would not have been here. Just to give you some insight, I'm using this time scale. See here. My concern would be with this period that is called Quaternary period. My concern will be with you with this two epochs. Epoch 1, that is called Holocene. That is called Holocene. That is called Holocene. And then there is another epoch, that is your Pleistocene. Pleistocene, right? Pleistocene. So this is the period that is called Quaternary period. And this Quaternary period had two epochs, that is called Holocene. And first is your Pleistocene and then is your Holocene. That is one of the concern. So this says whenever you are into the geological discussions, whenever you are into the discussion of, geology, etc., then you need to know about this geological, time scales and all. But my concern here is only to make you understand that there is something eon, then there is what I say that is called eras, then there is periods, and then there is epoch. And for us, what is important? Quaternary period. Quaternary period is important. And this Quaternary period had two broad epochs. One is your Pleistocene epoch, and other one is your, that is called Holocene. Is it fine? Is it fine with everyone? Okay. So whenever you are trying to understand the evolution of the earth and the life, evolution of the different kind of the life over the earth system, then you need to know all about these things. But my concern is here, that is the last period, that is called Quaternary period. And then there is a two epochs, that is called Pleistocene, and then there is your Holocene. Now, coming back to our discussion. So there was Quaternary period. Quaternary period. So I was talking about Quaternary period. Quaternary period. This is Quaternary period. And it has two epochs. This is a period. And it divided into two epochs. First one is your Pleistocene epoch. And then there is your Holocene epoch. See. Is it okay? Hi, good evening everyone. Kanak, Rudresh, Sandhya, Rajni, Ankit, the lucky boy. So Pleistocene epoch, Holocene epoch. So there is a two epoch. Where is that? Epoch. So Pleistocene epoch and then Holocene epoch. Now, why I came to this discussion? Actually, this Pleistocene period is an ice age. And before that, the evolution of the human being started from Pleistocene age itself. The evolution of human started. So let me write some of the points. Evolution of the human being. Evolution of the human. This period is marked by the evolution of the human beings. Is it okay? Fine. So humans, this is the development of human beings. Now, but this age was what? Largely ice age. It was ice age. Then If I come to this period, Holocene epoch, comparatively, relatively, you can say relatively, this period was warmer and humid. I mean, not this period, this is called epoch. So the Holocene epoch was comparatively, and in fact it is still going on. Still we are in the Holocene epoch. So that is the recentmost epoch. So comparatively, during the Holocene epoch, Earth relatively become warmer and it become humid. But during Pleistocene period, it was an ice age. But of course, evolution of human being had taken place during this period. Are you getting me? So what will happen if there was the evolution of the human being during this Pleistocene period, but the age was into ice age, so the humanity will not progress much. There was very limited humanity, the progress of the humanity during this period. So limited humanity on the progression you will find or notice during this period. So what will happen? Just because of being into this ice age, there was limited progress of humanity. Limited progress of humanity. Limited progress of humanity. Simply, in simple words, human being will not be much active during this period just because of intense cold. Winter is supposed to start in a couple of months, then you can understand the situation well. You will inside the quilt, you will be peeping out of your quilt, and you will have your mobile before your hand. But in summer, what actually happens? You need to have air conditions. You have very light clothes, and you are very much active in comparison to the winter seasons. Are you getting me? So my concern just to make you understand that when we were into the Pleistocene period or epoch, the human activity was very much limited. It was restricted. Not much development had taken place. It was a quite extensive period of the time, almost 20 lakh years, 19 lakh 50,000, almost that, 20 lakh. But the humanity was not much progressive. There were certain human activities, but not much progression was there. But when Earth became warmer, when it became humid, then humanity started progressing. So during this period, just because of being warmer and the humid, there was progress of humanity. We can notice here progress in humanity. Now, with this understanding, I'm coming back to this period. This Paleolithic age belongs to Pleistocene age, Pleistocene epoch, and this too, Mesolithic and Neolithic. This Mesolithic and Neolithic belongs to Holocene epoch. So obviously, with this understanding, you can easily understand that there will be arrested, there will be limited, there will be restrictive progression in humanity. So definitely, there will be limited progress of humanity. Right? And what will happen here? Humanity will progress. Humanity will actively progress. Humanity will actively progress. Will actively progress. Is it fine with everyone? Okay, is it fine? So humanity will there will be limited progress and there will be active progress of the humanity. Why it is important for us? Because there was a question once asked in UPSC mains, that was on the reconstruction of the socio-cultural development of the Stone Age, something like this, socio-cultural development. So there will be very limited human activity. Human activity will be there, but that will be very much limited just because of this geographical factor. And in fact, there was a question in 2023 itself. The role of geography in reconstructing the history of ancient India. So now, if you have ever gone through your PYQ of 2023, of this year only, and the last year only, then you can understand from where you have to start your answer. It was not from the Indus Valley civilization, rather you will have to start with the Lithic Age itself, from the Stone Age itself. So geography started playing its role in the progress of the humanity right from the Lithic Age itself. Are you getting me? Hi everyone. Hi Mili. Hi Priyanka. Hi Bhargavi, Lochan, Tushar, and everyone. Trusha, I'm sorry, this is Trusha Pramar. Priyanka and everyone. Is it okay with everyone? So this is just the thing that I want to let you know. Is it okay? Is that fine? Anjali, Matri, where are you busy, Matri? Kritika, so just make me understand. So now, coming to the question, first, I want to show you something. So there are some questions for you. Without this understanding, I believe anyone won't be able to address this type of the question. Discuss the socio-cultural life of the Stone Age. Socio-cultural life of a Stone Age. You may attempt it. Then Neolithic Age was a revolution. I will let you know whether it was a revolution or not. To what extent we can say it revolution? Can we say it a complete revolution, and what else? That I will discuss when I will be discussing about the Neolithic Age. Trace the progress of humanity during Stone Age. Are you getting me? So trace the progress of humanity during Stone Age. Then technological and cultural advancement of Stone Age influenced the next generations. Elaborate. Discuss the socio-cultural life of Neolithic Age. Be ready for such kind of the questions in your examination. If you have properly analyzed the trends of PYQs, then you can understand it well that merely static knowledge is not sufficient for you. Merely not a little bit analysis is important for you. You have to be very much applied whenever you are going to attempt your mains. It won't be a cakewalk for you unless your concept is clear. So without having the conceptual clarity, without understanding, without taking a deep dive, whatever you are studying, whatever you are getting, I believe you won't be able to justify with such type of the questions. Is it okay? Is it fine with everyone? So this was my concern to make you understand why this classification, what are the basis for this classification, this kind of the classification, Paleolithic to Mesolithic, Mesolithic to Neolithic and all. Is it okay? Yeah. Let me move into the discussion. So now, coming back to this periodization. So now this is your old Stone Age, that is called Paleolithic Age. Paleolithic Age, that is from 20 lakh BC to 10,000 BC. Okay, I would like to rectify or modify something here. If you are going through old NCERTs, which is authored by R.S. Sarma sir, you may get information that this period, that is Paleolithic Age, starts from 5 lakh BC. It's not 20 lakh BC. Why this change? Because when this book was written or edited, whatever, then at that time our understanding in history was that the human activity on the Indian subcontinent maximum dates back to the 5 lakh BC. But later on, excavations, historical researches, and historical researches established that it was not the 5 lakh BC, but it was 20 lakh BC when we got the earliest evidence of human activity on the Indian subcontinent. Are you getting me? Is it okay with everyone? Is it okay, Sas and Mams? Is it okay with everyone? Hi, Niharika. Hansda. I always recommend you not to go buy any books. If you have to refer any book, that is your UPSC wala book, that is sufficient for you. Otherwise, you can refer NCERT, any of the NCERT you can, or even you can go for Tamil Nadu board. Kuch bhi pad lo yaar, that is sufficient. Is it okay? Is it okay? Done? Now. So this is done now. So this kind of is classification. Let's go old Stone Age, that is called 20 lakh BC to 10,000 BC. Then this Mesolithic is from 10,000 to 4,000. And then Neolithic Age, that is 7,000 to 1,000 BC. Now again, there will be some problem for you. Some problem may be for you that what I said. So what is your understanding through this discussion? So we are moving from Paleolithic to Mesolithic. Then we are moving from Mesolithic to Neolithic. So technically, after Paleolithic Age, your Paleolithic Age is followed by Mesolithic Age, and then Mesolithic Age is followed by Neolithic Age, is followed by the Neolithic Age. Are you getting me? So this is Paleolithic Age, this is Mesolithic Age, and Neolithic Age. So with this understanding, Paleolithic Age to Mesolithic Age, and then to Neolithic Age. So technically, we are moving from Paleolithic to Mesolithic, Mesolithic to Neolithic Age. So what will be our understanding? What will be our understanding? Understanding here that history progresses like this. History progresses like this. Are you getting me? So this is something like this. So history progresses like this, one after another, one after another. So that is Paleolithic, this is your Mesolithic, and this is your Neolithic. So history progresses like this, one after the another. So Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, and then your Neolithic age. Okay. So this is the progression of history that we can understand, but not exactly not the same way. Technically, it is correct that Paleolithic age is followed by the Mesolithic, Mesolithic age is followed by the Neolithic age, but it is not completely correct. This is not the complete picture. Rather, history progresses in the both the way, one after the another, and then there is some parallel developments. There are certain parallel developments. So history also may appear you like this also. So there are certain parallel developments also can be visualized during the historical development, right? Just because of this, we have seen here that at some of the places, Mesolithic period was still going on. Neolithic period started at somewhere else. Are you getting me? So technically, it is correct. Paleolithic age is followed by the Mesolithic. Mesolithic is the age followed by Neolithic. But it depends on the site. It depends on the region. In some of the place, we may be in the Mesolithic. At the same time, some other site, some other region may enter into the Neolithic age. Are you getting me? So there may be some kind of overlapping in the time scale, over the time scale. Is it fine to you? So this is what? This is your Paleolithic age. Mesolithic age from 10,000 to 4,000 BC. Then this is 7,000 to 1,000, that is called Neolithic age. So this is our understanding. So this is our understanding, Mesolithic age. And then is your this is called Neolithic age. So Paleolithic, then Mesolithic, then Neolithic. I will come back to you again. Now, so who was the person who attempted to classify into different periods of Stone Age? This was started by this kind of demarcation of the lithic age was initiated by Deterra and the Patterson in 1885. This is the year when Indian National Congress established in India as a national political platform. So clear-cut demarcation of Indian lithic ages was initiated by Deterra and the Patterson. This was Deterra and Patterson. Later on, it was further developed by using these inputs by S.D. Sankalp. He is the great archaeologist. Tried to establish Indian lithic ages on European lines, and then he came up this kind of the classification: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and then Neolithic age. Is it fine? Is it fine with everyone? Is it okay? Chalo. So now coming to this. But it's better to come to this place. Then I will come back to here. I want to show you something more and tell you more. See, human evolution, if I talk about the human evolution, I am not going to talk much about it. Human evolution, I talk about by which human beings developed on the earth from now is extinct, that is called primates. So the primates. So if you go deep in the past, our ancestor was primates. So these were the primates, right? So this was primates. Now they are extinct. Primates. So human evolution, the process by which human beings develop, started with these primates. Okay, so these primates were there. Then humans and the great apes, they may be large apes of Africa, chimpanzee, gorillas, baboons, everyone. I mean, baboons, gorilla, apes, large apes, chimpanzees, they share a common ancestry. So what the ancestry of human being today is the same ancestry of chimpanzees, baboons, large apes, gorillas, and all. Are you getting me? So we are sharing a common ancestry. There's a common ancestry. This is a word that's called common ancestry. And that's why sometimes just cracking a joke. Have you ever seen human being sitting alone? Even if he or she is in the crowd, he is sitting over on a table or a chair or on the bed, anywhere. He can't be still. He or she can't be still. Either he will be bruising somewhere like this, he will be itching like this, must be doing something with the papers, must be, doing with something with the grasses, must be plucking on the flowers and the leaves, just because of common ancestry. You must have seen a monkey, taken monkeys, you must have seen the monkeys. They cannot keep quiet. They cannot keep quiet. And that's why we are doing. Sometimes we are busy into writing inscriptions over our school bags, over on the back of the seat of the buses, over the seat sitting arrangement, over the seats of the railways and trains. So we all the time busy into writing inscriptions and all. Kuch nahi mila to fir you must have your pen. Isko hi chawa dala and man kiya jhinga dala. Are you getting me? So this kind of the thing that we usually do. Okay. So this just because of this common ancestry. So you need to know what is our common ancestry. Are you getting my points? Now, across the globe. Let's forget about the Australopithecus. That is the nearest one. But I don't want to go into that discussions, right? So this kind of a thing. So that is not much needed. Australopithecus, etc. I'm not going to talk about the hominids. I'm not going to talk about the Homo erectus. I will talk a little bit about the Homo erectus, Homo habilis. I don't want to discuss all those things because that is not needed over here. It's as far as my opinion is concerned. Anyways, just forget it. So the human being first evolved in Africa. Across the globe, human beings came over the soil of the Africa. Human evolution occurred on that continent only. And then human migration started. So human first evolved in Africa. So humanity, the first evidence of the humanity appears on the continent of Africa. So this human first evolved in Africa. And the process of evolution involves a series of natural changes that causes a species, population of different organisms to arise, adapt, the environment, and also to extinct, like primates extinct now. Primates are extinct now. Now, behavior and morphology change over the time. So with the advent of the human beings, gradually over the time, the behavior and the morphology of different organs got changed. Initially, we used to be on our forefeet. Now we became bipeds just because of the morphological changes. Don't want to go into the deep discussion of the anthropology or the geological discussions, but simply I just want to let you know these things. Then gradually we evolved. The story begins from the primates. And then today we are the Homo sapiens. That is called the intelligent human beings. So what we are, that is called Homo sapiens. This is a wise men. So what we are wise men just because of that. Now, so this is a simple Australopithecus, then Homo habilis. You can see the Australopithecus. You are similar to your ancestors. Then this is a Homo habilis. Then we are straightway, that is called Homo erectus, then Homo neanderthals, and then Homo sapiens, that is called the modern men. So this is the evolution, the process. Max to max, this much only you need to memorize, not more than this. This is the evolutionary process. How we evolved from Australopithecus to the Homo sapiens. So these are different stages. These are sequential stages of the development rather, and you need to know about this. So this much only I would like to suggest you to keep in your memory. Otherwise, I won't tell you anything to memorize or analyze. जिंदगी में और भी बहुत सारे काम हैं. Are you getting my points? It is done now. Is this okay? Now, done with this. So, I was here. So, the evolution of the human being occurred on the continent of Africa. Now, in the world context, earliest evidence of human culture in the world was discovered in Oldowan Gorge. This was your Oldowan Gorge. That is in Tanzania. And that's why it is known as Oldowan culture in Tanzania in East Africa. And that dates back to 2.6 million years ago. In India, it is 2 million years ago. But in world context, humanity dates back to 2.6 million years ago. And in Indian context, it is 2 million, that is called 20 lakhs. Now, this site is situated in Serengeti Plain, that is here. So this is what this is called Serengeti Plain. This is Northern crater. This is your Oldowan Gorge. This is your Oldowan Gorge. This is Oldowan Gorge. This is Tanzania. That is called what? East Africa. So this is your what? Tanzania. This country is Tanzania. And within this Tanzania, this is your Tanzania. This is your Oldowan Gorge. And within this gorge, this is your Nagron Serengeti, plains. This is Serengeti Plains, where the humanity got birth. So that much is only is needed, not much. That is in East Africa, that is in Tanzania. Marks to mark, that is called Oldowan Gorge, where the humanity, first humanity witnessed over this earth. That is in Africa, Eastern Africa. So that much is only needed. Now, coming back to our discussion now. So this much is sufficient for you. I will request you not to go much into the times of this before this period. Sabko Cenozoic, sabko everything that you are going to memorize. I will not recommend you to go and memorize all the things. That much is needed. This is sufficient knowledge that you should carry with you. Just forget about everything. Sabkuch, everything. That is right, Asha. That's from the ostrich egg. That is perfectly correct, but not much. That is sufficient for you. Okay. So what is there is in some YouTube? There is Ramapithecus early man in which stage found. Prashant, I'm waiting for your reply, sir. That is most probably that is in the early Miocene. Okay. Okay. Is it okay? Is it okay with everyone? Kiran is okay. Okay, Kiran, pretty clear, sir. Understood. Niharika and you. So everyone is happy right till now. Everything is okay. Everything is green. Yes, yeah, that is important. Oldowan is important. Just keep in your memory. Going well. That's great. Thank you, Haravi. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone. Okay. Okay. Garden, Matri. Okay. Okay. No. UST. OST and UST. So UST is over there. That's great. Now coming to the Stone Age now. So now in coming to discussion now. So there are some this period is characterized by something. There are some of the features here. Okay, thank you, Vikas. So about this Stone Age. So it is the earliest phase of human history. Early phase of human history that you can easily understand. So first of all, I mean, during this period, during the Stone Age itself, we experience the advent of human beings. So it is the earliest phase of human history. There is no problem into that. Then this phase, this is the Stone Age is the phase of cultural evolution of the human being. Cultural evolution. What do you mean by the cultural human beings? What do you mean by this? How do you look into this term? Cultural evolution. What is this cultural evolution? How do you say this term? Cultural evolution. What do you mean by this cultural evolution? Cultural evolution. So technological advancement. Definitely, I talked about it. Technological advancement. So in different time period, different lithic age, whether it was Paleolithic age or it was Mesolithic age or it was your Neolithic age. So there was different kinds of the tool implements were used by the human being applying different kind of technology. So there was a technological advancement. If I am talking about the cultural evolution, so gradually they were evolving their technologies, gradually they were improving upon their implements, their tools, their weapons and all. So this was a technological advancement. Technological advancements. Technological advancement. During Stone Age itself, it was not only a stone and a stone. There was human and there was there was some kind of human feeling as well. So there was human feeling as well, right? There was a humanity, there was human feeling as well. So people started living in groups. They started doing their activities into the groups. They were on the hunts. They used to go for the huntings. There was a group hunting. There's the scenes of the group huntings from the cave walls on different rocks structures. We can get the different kinds of paintings that suggests that those people were also living in some kind of community. They were living into the groups. Even they were it was not the hunting only. Rather, there were some kind of celebrations in their lives also. They celebrated, right? There was some other incidents as well. So what I say is that cultural evolution is technological advancement. Then there community feeling. They used to do different kinds of paintings. They used to do paintings. They had developed some kind of religious belief and practices. They developed different kind of the activity that was associated with their livelihood. Initially they were the food gatherers, then they become hunters, and gradually they improved upon and adopted agrarian practices. Are you getting me? So all these are the cultural development. All these are the cultural evolution of the humans during this period. So now those questions will be comprehensible, easy for you to attend socio-cultural developments during entire Stone Age or simply during this one particular phase. Are you getting me? So this was the earliest phase of cultural evolution of the human beings. Now you could understand with this word what you have to write, how you have to respond to this kind of the question. Socio-cultural developments of the Stone Age or the cultural development during the Neolithic age, etc. Right? So earliest phase of the cultural evolution of the humans at this time. Is it okay? Now coming to the next one. It represents the longest phase of human history. There is no doubt. It spent almost 20 lakh years in this stage that is called Stone Age. Is it okay? Is it okay? Done. So it is about the Stone Age. So what you have studied for all those compliant boy and the girls, अभी तक हमने क्या पढ़ा? What is our understanding? क्या समझा? Right? हमने कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ा, हमने कुछ भी नहीं समझा. We studied nothing, we understood nothing. Huh? Because कुछ पढ़ा ही नहीं. Because we have not done anything yet. कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ाई किया. What I told you in these hours, क्या बताया मैंने? First of all, about Stone Age. First of all, I'll let you know about the history. And that history is not a mystery here, but that is related to human activity. Activities, okay? And this human activity starts during the Lithic Age. That is called Stone Age. Right? And this Stone Age, since it was a quite longer period of time, that is almost 20 lakh years, so it witnessed some kind of the climate change. And on the basis of this climate change, this Stone Age was classified into three broad categories: Paleolithic Age, this was your Mesolithic Age, and this was your Neolithic Age. That's it. इतनी बातें बताई. Because this age was into the Pleistocene Age, that was in the Ice Age, and Mesolithic and Neolithic corresponds to Holocene period, that was comparatively warmer and the humid. And that's why human being was less active at this time. But during Mesolithic and Neolithic, men become very much active, very active. And just because of why? Just because of this climatic factor. Still, we have not started studying about the Paleolithic Age. क्या हुआ, आग कब आया, when the fire was discovered, when we were the food gatherers, when we become the hunters. कुछ भी ऐसी कहानी नहीं हुई जिसके लिए मेरे नन्हे मुन्ने राही you are looking for. Just wait for that. ये भी हो जाएगा. These are the lollipops of these discussions. Are you getting me? So just try to understand a broader perspective. To understand this period in holistic way, it should not be only limited to the mere collection of the facts like fire कब आया, कब हमने controlled use of the fire करना सीखा, when then there was agriculture and all. Because you are not supposed to only crack your prelims, you also supposed to crack your mains and interview as well. Are you getting me, sirs and ma'ams? Just because of these factors. So this was what? This was the classification. And who did this classification, yaar? Baba bolo. This was the Deterra patrician. That disturbed some of the Indians. One was S.D. Sankalp, and that along the European lines, he did the classification of Lithic Age into Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic. यही तो बताया है. और क्या बताया है? बोलो 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 बोल बच्चन बोलो. Where you people are busy? Huh? Okay, sure. So let me continue with the session. Okay, you all compliant boy and the girls, now be a grown up baby. The same. Everything is clear. That's great, na? That is the thing, and that's my boy and the girls. Okay, now. Okay, so now, so this is called what? history. So ये हमारा discussion चल रहा था where I was. So this is what that is called the earliest phase of human history. This is the earliest phase of the cultural evolution, and that represents what's the phase of human history. Now coming in the Indian context. Now let me talk about something. So there was a man whose name was Robert Brucefoot. And this was the man who discovered the first stone tool from Palvaram, that is near to Chennai, in 1863. So it is the earliest evidence of the lithic culture. It was the earliest evidence of the lithic culture. Development of the tool is also the part of human culture. It is something that is linked to your cognitive, skills. So the earliest evidence of the Paleolithic culture was witnessed by us, brought to us by Robert Brucefoot in 1863 from Palvaram near Chennai, Handex. Some of the times in some of the examination, you may get this kind of a question. What was the first tool? What was the first tool used by the human beings? It was Stone Age. From Indian context, the first tool was discovered by Robert Brucefoot, and that was from Palvaram, that is near to Chennai, in year 1863. That is more than sufficient. Now I would like to show you this site on the map. So here, this is your Tamil Nadu, and this is the site of Palvaram. This is your site. This is Chennai, and very close to Chennai there is a site that is called your Palvaram. So this is what? This is your Palvaram. This is your Palvaram. Are you getting me? So this is your Tamil Nadu. That's called Palvaram. Now let me talk about the development of the first tool. Let me talk about it. I told you, just be romantic with the stones. Until unless you will be romantic with your stones, रोमानियत ढूंढो, समझ में आएगी. So stones, we can't understand the developments. See what I am talking about, how this first stone tool was developed, that is called your hand axe. It was the first stone tool that was used by the human being. See here, what happened. यूं ही पड़े थे इस जहां में कहीं हम, right, with these pathars, that is called with these stones, So we were somewhere here. So we were in this world somewhere, sometime. All around there were the stones and stones. Then we started interacting with these stones. First through eyes. That is called what? Fascination with these stones. You got fascinated? Have you ever fascinated for someone, for something? And the same way, this lithic man also got fascinated with this kind of the tools. He was looking at these stones. Dekhta hi raha. Was not looking at, rather he was staring at. He was thinking a lot about these stones. Cognitive development. Problem ho raha tha. He was in some kind of the problem. I will let you know what was the problem. He wanted to get rid out of his problem. So he was looking at the stone. Not looking at the stone, rather on the stones. He just picked this stone. and started striking over this stone from both the sides, what will happen? What will happen? This will start withering. Okay, this will start withering. What will happen? What will the product? This product will be now something like this product will be something like what? After withering, now you can imagine this. Something like this. Because you striked it off, you just withered it out. Now what will happen? You can hold it. It was a naturalistic tool. A stone, rather not a tool. It was natural. It was as it is, जैसा कुदरत ने बनाया है. It was very much natural. There's no changes in it. But now our interaction will start with these stones, and we will starting doing something, because now we are growing into cultures. So now he will strike with this stone over this stone, and this will wither out, and we will something this. Now what we will do? हम क्या करेगा? हम कुछ नहीं करेगा, हम कुछ करेगा, and that will be what? We will just try to polish it. What is polishing? Polishing is nothing but simply friction. Just to get some kind of edges, right? Now you can understand, when I will rub it, I will polish it. What will happen? Some kind of edge will come out. Now what will happen? I can hold it in my hands. I can use it for cutting. And this is how Eureka happened. What happened? The first tool developed by the human being, and that was what? That is called hand axe. Are you getting me? Got me, sirs and ma'ams? Hey everyone. Can you please let me know? Are you getting something or not getting something? Okay, Garvita. Is it okay? So this is the serpent. So this is how we develop the first tool which was used by the human being, that is called hand axe. And these are the images of hand axe. Now you can see it. This is a different kind of hand axes that you can have. Different kind of hand axes. Okay. So this was the first tool that was developed by the human beings. Now, still not came into the Paleolithic age itself. So Indian context, this was the thing now. Is it okay, sirs and ma'ams? Now, coming to this. Okay, now the periodization is done. There's one more phase that is called Chalcolithic age. This is not purely the Stone Age. Rather, during this period, we use the first metal that is called copper. So this was the period when we use lithic, that is called Stone Age, plus that is called copper, and that makes Chalcolithic age. So chalco means that is called copper, lithic means that is called stone. So this was the period of mixing what? Copper, and not the mixing, that was the use of both metal and the stone. That is, this period is known as Chalcolithic. So that will start from 9:30, I hope, Rabia. So please allow me some few more minutes. I mean, at least 10 minutes more. Now, so this is what Paleolithic is. So I talked about the Paleolithic age, then the period was followed by the Mesolithic, then this was the Neolithic now. Now coming to, since Paleolithic age was a quite extensive period, again there was some internal changes just because of the climatic factor and the technological advancement. There is internal classification of the Paleolithic age itself. So it is divided into lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic, and then your upper Paleolithic age. So this lower Paleolithic age is from 20 lakh BC to 50,000 BC. Then middle Paleolithic age is from 50 lakh BC, 50,000 BC to 40,000 BC. And the upper Paleolithic age is from 40,000 BC to 10,000 BC. 10,000 BC. Are you getting me? So this is what this is called your usual time period. This is your usual time period, right? But your new NCERT had given a different time period, So just because of your NCERT, this NCERT contains this kind of the period, I also mentioned it, but hardly bothered about these things. Don't bother about these things, right? So these times are not much of importance, right? So just this lower Paleolithic belongs to 20 lakh BC to 80,000 BC. Then it is from 80,000 to 35,000 BC, and this upper Paleolithic is from 35,000 to 12,000 BC, right? So this is the time period, but don't be bothered about the time period, okay? Right? Are you getting me? So this was the thing. So Paleolithic age, this were technological changes and this climate change. So again, sub-classification is there within this Paleolithic age. There's a lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic, and then your upper Paleolithic age now. So Paleolithic age, coming to the Paleolithic age, let me talk about it. So okay, so lower Paleolithic age, this is the Paleolithic age. Now, so as I've already told you that it is prehistoric. It belongs to prehistoric period where there was no writing, evidence of the writing. There was no evidence of the script. There's no evidence of the writing. So our dependency is over. Solely over archaeological sources. Now, during this period, I've already told you. During the Paleolithic period, that is during the Pleistocene period, Pleistocene epoch, human, came into the being. So human existence came into the being. That is called man appeared. Man appeared during this period. So this was the appearance of the man that appeared during this Pleistocene period. And I says humanity could not progress much. Why not? Just because of the climatic factor, just because of the harsh condition, just because of being into the ice age. So we were not much active during this period. So not much activity, the humanity you can witness or experience during this period. Now, if I coming to the subsequent periods like Mesolithic and the Neolithic, that I have already told you that after Pleistocene epoch, there was a Holocene. Still, we are into that epoch. So Mesolithic and Neolithic age belongs to this Holocene. Climate become warm and conducive environment for the progress of humanity during this Mesolithic and Neolithic age. Already discussed. Now, this was the time scale, and this was your discussion, and this was your human evolution. Now, one more discussion before coming to the Paleolithic age. देखो यार, don't be much bothered about it. So बोलते हैं ना, there's something कि कुछ बातें ऐसे रह ना जाएं जिससे गुनाह हो जाए. कुछ बातें ऐसी रह ना जाए जिससे कि गुनाह हो जाए. गुनाह होने का मतलब क्या? What do you mean by that? कुछ बातें ऐसी रह ना जाए. We are spending this much of time in the preparation of UPSC. But कुछ खास, that is important, वो रह गया. It may create a scene, हमारा result रह गया. And just try to understand. This is your decision. And you people are brave enough to opt civil services as your career. And the preparation of this UPSC demands robust stamina, a huge perseverance that you will have to manifest, not during your preparation, but also during your examination, different stages of your examination. Trust me. There are 3 different types of examination in a whole UPSC. Prelims, objective, that creates an immense pressure. This much of time, this much of the question, nature of the question, CSAT, different type of question, ये तो पढ़ा ही नहीं है. So that puts you in some kind of the pressure, and you need to develop an attitude to manage such kind of the pressure, and that you will be doing when you will be into your services. You will have to manage the pressure. You will have to neutralize the pressure so that you can come out with the best. Are you getting me or not? So just try to just keep patience. Just maintaining a smile over your face. Don't be too bad with yourself. You have the immense capacity. You have the immense capacity. Trust me. You can do anything. You can do anything. ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है यार. Got me, sirs and ma'ams? ठीक है. What is the problem? Okay. Okay, chalo. If you don't want to continue with this time because you have a next class in 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm going to drop the session right over here. And tomorrow I will be covering Paleolithic Age, Mesolithic Age, Neolithic Age as well. Okay. And then of course, Chalcolithic Age. Is it okay? Hi everyone. Hey, how was your class now? How was your class today? You don't worry. I will compensate all your times. I have taken extra 1 week, I hope, in modern history. So I will compensate in modern, ancient and medieval. You don't worry. So that will be compensated. You don't worry for that. That is the promise. You don't worry. You don't worry for that. Just keep going with my pace. Same time, 7:30 to 9:15. And from tomorrow, you will have to be patient from 7:30 to 9:15. Actually, I have just a class before that. And that I wind up at 5 to 7. This is the timing of that class is 5 to 7. Okay. और मुझे गुस्सा मत दिलाओ. गुस्सा दिलाओगे तो वापस मैं जा रहा हूँ. किधर? Thank you, Anisha. Millie, that will be on Sunday. Millie. Okay, Shivam. Okay, let me check out. Just give me some time. Anyways, so bye-bye. Take care, everyone. And for this week, be patient from 7:30 to 9:15. That is for sure. 7:30 to 9:15. 9:15 sir starts na geography. Bye. Take care, everyone. Lots of love and the blessings. But from tomorrow, you have to be with me from 7:30 to 9:15. And there should be no changes in the time. Okay, 7:30 to 9:15. That is final. Okay, so I'm going to end the session now. 7:30 to 9:15. On no spamming in between in regard to the time. Okay, so from tomorrow, this session will be from 7:30 to 9:15. You don't worry. Okay, 7:30 to 9:15. That is for final. Okay, 7:30 to 9:15, and there should not be any kind of spamming in regard to the time. Okay, bye-bye. Take care, everyone. Lots of love and blessings. Enjoy your geography classes. So all the best. Bye-bye. Once again, lots of love and the blessings. कुछ और Okay, let me go now. Bye-bye. Take care, everyone. I'm going to end the session now. Raju, there won't be any cut of the time just because of one or two classes. Let me check it out. From tomorrow itself, I'm telling you, I'm committing you that 7:30 to 9:15 will be there, and there will be no entertainment in regard to the time. I'm not going to entertain it. Okay, 7:30 to 9:15. That is final. Okay, bye bye. Take care.